Hannah, welcome to Healing After Infant Loss. Thank you so much for coming on today and for sharing your story.
Thank you, Rosie, for having me. And thank you very much for your work, what you're doing. It's tremendous and it helps a lot of couples, women desperate in infertility and infant loss. Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. If we start at the beginning of your story, so you sent me your story. I'm going to be looking to the side to get my notes. But in 2015, you met your husband and you moved to Barcelona. So with your husband, has you always talked about wanting children together? Was that always something like a common goal that you both had?
Just one step before
Mm-hmm.
we're working together and we were good friends, and then suddenly we went out one night and that's it. I immediately fall in love. I know that's the love that he will be love of my life. Changing in Barcelona was logical point because he's German guy, but
Mm-hmm.
he didn't want to live anymore in German or Austria where I was living. And it was like, okay, I'm coming to Barcelona. So in that moment, we knew we were going to have a kids, even though we know each other maybe 6 months or something like that. That's it. We are going to have a kid. For us, that was normal way. We love each other. We find each other, and that's it.
So you did some testing early on just to kind of see how much time you had, and you
Yeah,
said that the
that's those one that sorry, those ones that how much I have. Those
yeah,
tests like, oh, I just want to enjoy my life a little bit. Yeah.
you found out that the FSH levels were 22. Can you talk to me about what FSH levels are for people that don't
Okay.
know?
Yes. So I wanted just to share you the thing that when you're in Barcelona, you're like,
Hmm.
I was like, wow, I don't know how you say that in where are you coming from, but in our language it was like, I'm like crazy sheep that is jumping over the Barcelona and dealing with the new thing that I saw in my life, beach, wine. I just want to enjoy a little bit, and that was like, oh, just to see how much I have to enjoy Barcelona and Catalonia and Spain. And I was like, okay, everything fine. Just go there, give your on the second day hormones. And FSH is follicle stimulating hormone that shows you actually how much follicles you have. Just to simplify, not now to go in a deeper in that way. It's like it's one of the hormone that is very important that will tell you your ovarian reserve, but it's
Hmm.
not the one that you can just will tell you and you will say, oh great, I'm good, I'm good. No, there is a lot of more things that you need to do to say, okay, I'm now fine or I'm not fine. So FSH is always going with estradiol. So it's like how it's called balance. That's why
Hmm.
we always use the word hormone balance, because if it's one up, another is down.
Hmm.
So it always must be in a balance. In my results were that estradiol is very good, stays on that level that I should supposed to have for my age, and FSH was up. So meaning my reserve, my ovarian reserve, is low, very low.
Okay.
I was 35.
So what's a normal or good range? Or I know that probably depends on the person, but so is 22 high then?
A lot. So the doctor told me you are like a woman with 48, like 48, in age of 48. You need to go immediately now in IVF clinic.
Okay.
So your ovarian reserves are sometimes, listen, it doesn't mean that is in the stone, okay? It's written in the stone. Sometimes you can have a stress. You can have in that age from 35, there is a volatility, okay? But it doesn't mean that is written in the stone that maybe that can happen, that is that day happened something in stressful or everything in my life, and body reacted in that way. To see the clear picture of your ovarian reserve, you need to do 3 months of that.
Okay.
And you choose always the highest level. So in my case, 22 was actually in stone. because after that, even I got 5, estradiol was up.
Mm.
So it was clearly that there is a big volatility, and that FSH of 22 was for me, you can say, right level. And it
Okay.
was reality.
And you said that 5 would have been like 5 is a good number then? Would that
Yeah,
have been
you
like
can, like, depending on 30, 35, 30, age 35, you can have a 6, 7, 8, estradiol 40, 50, 60. So that's all normal range.
okay. So 22 was kind of 3 or 4 times higher than.
Precisely. And estradiol meaning he stays same and it's going up. So I'm producing the follicle to produce one follicle. So this is what I'm going to tell you. To produce one follicle, your body is not doing that, is using your ovarian reserve to produce more and more. So it's just,
Mm,
it's like car to go faster. You're using more benzene or diesel, and I don't know how in English, but it's meaning that older car will will use more for the sprit,
mm.
you know. So it's the way that is in FSH. More older I am, I will use more FSH, and it's going up.
Okay, got it. And so how
So
did that feel when you got that result?
So I don't know if you know Barcelona, but there is this very long street Via Laetana, and I hate it. I hate everybody there. I just wanted to come home to see what's happening with us, because I was so happy in my relationship. I was so happy in Barcelona, and that was such a shock. I heard kids' noise. I was seeing women pregnant. Bad, bad. But the worst thing is the thing that I saw in that I didn't see in that moment is the reality that is going to be even worse. Not because
Mm,
FSH is number. It's just a number. Your hormones are hormones. They can change. They can be improved. This situation goes. My situation goes from lowest to the highest. So
mm,
the point when you get that result, it can be better or worse in your life. So it's not something that you can say the day was horrible. I will explain you later. I anti-mullerian hormone, AMH, more painful than FSH. Three
okay.
weeks I could not even, I was not there. I was just a ghost, completely ghost. So this, in that moment, I was thinking that is the worst. No, but the lowest point were coming and coming after. But yeah, there is a positive, positive
So
situation.
after that, so that was in 2015. And then
Yes,
did that make you want to sort of try to get pregnant quickly? Were you like, oh my gosh, I need to do this right now.
yes, yeah,
Let's not enjoy the wine and all the things in Barcelona. We need to get pregnant. Did that
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
change your mindset then around things?
Yes. So what happened with us it was that in the next period, I didn't get it. I was pregnant.
Mm,
That was we didn't try. I just want to see how much time I had, and I was like, okay, until we are waiting to have appointment in IVF clinic, let's try. Let's even just try a little bit. And I didn't get my period. I was pregnant.
and how did that feel?
The best. You are reaching the perfection in your life. You're reaching
Mm,
perfection in your life. Yes, like love of your life. We have everything, and FSH, FO, not to say the word, I don't care. I'm pregnant.
yeah. And then you said that that one ended in an ectopic pregnancy. How did you get that news? Did you go in for a scan and that's when they found
So
out? Or
I went to. I was working normally, and in the in company where we were working, there was doctor. So in the moment when I had that FSH, I went to see her and to speak with her if she can write me prescriptions for the more tests. So I went there and she told me like, "Oh, don't worry. I with 38 I got only one egg and I was pregnant. Don't worry about that." don't do anything, just enjoy your life and go to in IVF clinic and everything will be fine. So I'm coming to tell her that I'm pregnant. She was happy. And I told her, going out from her office, telling to her, but today I had some kind of spotting.
Mm.
And she said, we'll go, come back. I was like, come back. And I said, yeah, just spotting, but just I think it's oxidated blood. And she said, now you are going now immediately to the hospital. And I said, but why? She said, no, no, go. I went there and they take me. I was thinking maybe it's just biochemical or something like that, or everything is fine. There is a lot of women that are having a spotting in the whole pregnancy, actually. And they take out beta, like the pregnancy hormone, and it was 3,000. And they say, okay, let's see the ultrasound. We cannot find. It was not there. Like,
Mm.
not even, like, it's not there. And then they told me, okay, today is Friday, go Saturday and Sunday. So it will be double if everything is fine. Maybe are twins or triplets. So we cannot see them. But they sent me on the fourth floor, and you coming in one room, and it's like you think you are in a Airbus A380. It's like such a big ultrasound,
Mm.
and she tries to find my baby. It's not there, and she says, "Listen, your beta is 3,000, and I can with this I can see 1,000 beta of 1,000, so that there is something in uterus when women have 1,000." And I said, "Okay." She said, "Go and but don't expect so much. It must be ectopic."
So then, how did you react to that news? How was that for you?
I was devastated. I
Yeah.
First of all, because if it's ectopic, it can be the tube can be broken, and you can have internally bleeding. But I
Mm.
didn't care about that. Sorry, I didn't care about that. I wanted to be pregnant.
Yeah.
I in that moment I didn't care about my life. I just wanted the babe that I can see the baby there or babies. And then they told me to go on the weekend and to come back, and if it's beta double or triple, they will operate me if it's not there. So I was on the weekend at home, not moving a lot, because they told me you can be
Mm.
broken and you can have a internal bleeding. So we come back, and this is one of the most what the feeling that you have is you cannot control your body, and I was all the time shaking. She could not put sonda. I don't know how this ultrasound inside me, because it's like I was shaking like this, and I cannot control
Mm.
my body. And she said, "Stop. We need to see it, or we need to operate you now, or you are lucky to have three babies." And the woman is coming inside and say, beta results are 15,000, from 3 to 50,000. So that was one of the indicator that it's ectopic pregnancy, because beta pregnancy hormone is always pushed a lot in ectopic pregnancy.
Okay.
So it's like one of the first sign when you have a 20, you do one time beta, then 24, then 48, and must be in a double, and then in one moment it's not anymore double, but you know that you have a healthy pregnancy, but it means in 2 days we went on to 50,000. It's not good. And then she just said, it's nothing there. I look at my partner, and he broke down. I didn't expect that, because he's a German guy who is always stable. He doesn't show his emotion,
Mm.
and he broke down completely. He was crying there, Poor guy, he didn't even know what we will survive after that.
Yeah.
what will would what would happen when I get in that moment, baby? All those story will never happen after 7 or 8 years. So poor guy, he was crying, but it was not the worst what happened to us.
And with the ectopic pregnancy, you had to then have the
You are going,
pregnancy.
they put you in they cut you, they take out the tube, and that's it.
Okay.
It's laparoscopy. They take you,
Hmm.
they cut you a couple of times, da, 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 and
Did you grieve that loss?
because you are angry on yourself because you think I had Escherichia coli, some kind of inflammations in my uterus. It's all my fault. I didn't take care of myself. I did that. That's the problem because you are thinking it's your fault.
Mm.
But the guy who operated me, the doctor who operated, he came and said, "Don't worry, you are young. The another tube is healthy. In 3 months, you will be pregnant. And if not, come to me and we will solve it."
The other one you said had hydrosalpinx. I don't know what
Yes.
that is. Could you explain what that means?
So hydrosalpinx had the second name sausage tube. Sausage tube. It's like
Okay.
creates toxic water inside of the toxic liquid inside of tube, and then egg cannot go out and
Okay.
the sperm cannot go inside. And even if that happened, it 90% it will be the topic pregnancy second time. In my case, will be second time. So it's like if you're trying and you even get pregnant, and to that tube you manage to have an embryo, and it's going in the endometry, where but the embryo should be implemented. It can happen that through the push of the hormone, the
Mm.
liquid goes out and it cleans that embryo. So even though if you get pregnant, it will stuck in tube or it will clean your endometry. So both of those things were in Spain. Hydrosalpinx is they don't want to do IVF treatments if you have hydrosalpinx. It doesn't help you. It just there is no success. So we try not to take out, just to heal a little bit with antibiotics. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's the problem that I had, is that we did in vitro, we did IVF treatment with hydrosalpinx because hydrosalpinx was very on some days your tube is looking great. It's just looking like a tube, and then through the push of hormones, it's like sausage. But you cannot
Mm.
go every day to the doctor so on ultrasound so that they can to check that. So during that, after that 3 months that I was not pregnant naturally, we start to do treatment. We in IVF treatment, and then we transferred maybe 3 embryos, and there was no success. And then in one moment, like, is that hydrosalpinx or is not that hydrosalpinx? There was like 2 or 3 doctors watching. No, it's not. And yeah, I lost it, my embryos, obviously, or not, through the hydrosalpinx. And then they say, no, you need to take out. So I went second times in less than 6 months to do laparoscopy once more. So they take me another tube. So
Gosh, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
with 37, almost 38, standing there. Everybody's saying, don't worry, you will be pregnant. No, don't worry. Well, I was not pregnant.
Yeah. They removed both of the tubes then,
Yeah,
and then from that point on, IVF was your only option.
only. And that's for the mind, for the head, horrible.
Mm.
Because I have a strong cycles and I have a strong ovulation days, no? Ovulation symptoms. So I know I'm losing follicles, I'm losing eggs.
Mm.
And you're like just in like a hamster, you know. All the time you are trying to do something, you're running, then you go out from that thing, how it's called, and then you die because the IVF was not successfully, and you go back once more on that, and you die once more all the time because you are all the time thinking, I lost one egg, I lost now another egg, because you cannot be pregnant.
Mm.
Positive is it that we then had sex just because we wanted.
Yeah. It takes away the pressure then, doesn't it, of like timing it and
And precisely that. So it's not like I was watching one of the podcasts that your previous peers,
Mhm.
and one of the owners says that you don't you need to have sex when it's time. That was one positive thing on not having a tube. You have sex when you want. When you
Yeah. You've got to find the positives in things like this. So then you said that in 2017, 2019, so over a 2 years period, you had 10 IVF cycles in 3 different clinics. That
Yeah.
is a lot to go through. It's a lot of hormones, it's a lot of treatment, it's a lot of doctors' offices. And how did you manage to do 10 cycles in 2 years?
10 cycles plus two natural cycles,
Okay.
and two times without anesthesia.
What's the natural cycle that you said?
The natural cycle is they give you just a little bit stimulation, or they just stimulating maybe after 6 days when I see how your natural antral follicles are growing, and then
Okay.
and then one stays or two, and they say let's stimulate a little bit so they can stay, both of them or one. You don't have a push of hormones so much, they don't stimulate a lot, so you just leave your body to produce one healthy egg.
Yeah,
That's
rather than trying to get like 10
like,
or
yeah,
20 or
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
Or, yeah.
Well, 20 was for me.
No, I know that's a lot. I know. Um,
Not just telling you that then they pick up, but that really this natural cycle must be very controlled, must be controlled very well. And in one moment they said now, and they just, without any drugs and everything, they went out. So I survived even that.
oh, so you were awake during the egg collection?
Yeah. And I'm very bad in the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they also did that, but nothing. You forget everything. And there was two times empty eggs, two times natural cycles, two times eggs already gone. And you paid,
Okay.
I don't know, 3 4 thousand euros.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to do these treatments, especially if you're paying out of pocket like that.
Yeah.
So you said as well that your AMH was at
Yeah.
0.183 at the age of 38 and you might need egg donation. What the AMH you mentioned earlier is the anti-Müllerian something hormone.
Yes.
So what's a good range with that? Because if you said that 0.183 is low, what would be like a
It's very
good
low.
what would be like a
Depending
good
on
range?
depending on the I have a friend that she was with 42, she has 3 2.97, and
Mm,
I was with almost 30 39, 0.183. So it means your ovarian reserve is on a level of 50 years old lady that is already
yeah.
premenopause or menopausing. So
And
that's it.
how
Like you are in perimenopause.
and how did it feel to get those results as well? You must have been
So
devastated.
10 years of 10 times in different horrible, I mean, different clinics, you think now, and everybody's saying everything is fine.
Mm,
But then what is happening? You just, I was so emotional, depending on my doctor, like a baby for mother.
Mm.
that I was like all the time, do it, let's do it. And then it nothing, nothing was, nothing is telling to you, just stop, like stop and think what you are doing.
Mm.
And my husband or my partner, he was all the time, whatever you do, it's on you, because you are doing the hormones, you are doing that. We are paying. It's not, doesn't matter. We paid everything, everything. It's nothing here. We don't. In Spain, we are foreigners, so we paid everything. And you just, Rosie, all the time thinking, now, this embryo, now this. It's like drug,
Mm.
just drug in a way that you are holding on something that is, it's whole time something is showing you that you should not hold down that. So one clinic, two clinic, second clinic, third clinic, fourth clinic, horrible time. And I was the whole the time doing the one and same thing. And then one day, one of my friend tells me following, why, let me give you the number of one very famous doctor on the from Balkan countries. She was working in Brussels for a long time, and in Brussels, you know that they are very good in IVF treatments. And I called her, and she crying in the bank. I was working in the bank. I'm still working in bank, and I was crying after so much negative pregnant tests, crying. And she said, "Don't worry, you are in the best country, in the best city in Europe, even maybe in the world for IVF treatment. You just went to No Names Clinic." And I was like, how in that whole city I found No Name Clinic? Like, what is No Name Clinic? What does it mean?
Mm.
Like, I didn't know that. And she said, go there and find that guy. And if he doesn't help you, nobody will. So that sentence destroyed me. So I didn't want to go to him. Literally, I stay, I stay and did it 11th, or yeah, 10th, 11th cycle in my old clinic with my old doctor, and she told me, you need to go to egg donation with 38, 39. And I said, okay, thank you very much. I
Mm.
will come back to you. I don't have nothing against donation. I have friends that they have donation and they are mothers and they are very happy. And I was completely okay to accept that. So what I didn't accept are my age. I can do
Mm.
the egg donation with 45. No, let's try with what I have. So
Mm.
I'm going to that clinic that the doctor from Balkan told me. So I went there, and I'm sitting there, coming one Greek guy, and you know the Balkans, Serbian people with Greek people, and we just energy was, that's it. Energy was there, and I didn't want even to question his expertise, because his CV and everything what he did was there. And he sent me to do AMH. And I was like, okay. And it came back 0.183. And he was like, this is so low. I don't know what to do with you. So he sends me on the ultrasound on 21 day of your cycle. This shows you that primary follicles that you have, those are actually one that says the right picture of you, of your body, of your ovarian reserve. Because antral follicles, we have them, but they will not produce eggs. So on that day, on with that image, I had only two follicles on 21, 21st day. Sometimes on antral follicles, I would get five, four, five, but two was, that's it, done. I went out from that clinic. I didn't. That was already 4 years.
Hmm.
I think I didn't speak with nobody for 3 weeks.
It can be devastating news when you've got so much hope and so much, yeah, just, love and passion. This is something you really, really want, and it's just so difficult to get there. It can be so frustrating and sad, and yeah, it's a lot to deal with.
You're also disappointed because you think
Mm,
this cannot happen to me because I'm still 38, 39. Like, it's not like I'm 44 or 45 where people can say, okay, really, the chances are very, but
mm,
I'm already fighting 4 years or five, and that I'm now on the level that there is no way out. Like, that's it. Your ovarian reserve will. It's just a couple of months. Question of couple of months. Not
mm.
not years. Couple of months. That literally like that. That the numbers are showing that. So he decided to put me on some research that he developed between Brussels IVF clinic and Barcelona IVF clinic. And whole time in my head the sentence of that doctor: "If he cannot help you, nobody will help you." So I'm going 2 cycles more of IVF research. One is dual stimulation, and another is testosterone, testosterone stimulation with testosterone application before starting of stimulation. First with testosterone, horrible. I didn't react on anything, zero. No, there is no follicles, nothing.
Mm.
And the second 2 months after, I had the best results. I had 7 big follicles. So I'm going to aspiration, and I'm waking up, and was 0 eggs, no eggs.
How did you react in that moment, you and your husband?
My husband was he doesn't speak a lot, but he broke also. But you go out from the clinic empty.
Mm.
And this clinic is a university clinic, so it's very famous for the woman treatment and to getting a baby. So you're going out, there is no eggs, 12, 12 IVFs, rounds are behind you, and you're just nothing. You don't have an even chance to have a transfer. You don't have even chance to wait 2 weeks. Nothing.
Yeah.
You just go and you don't speak. And I made mistakes in that moment, that I was speaking with everybody, friends, family, everybody, writing, waiting, like, just to call to say how much. Everybody, like, though there
Mm.
is this downtown cycle of the hell, one cycle, two cycle, like, all the time everybody is with you, like, how much eggs, how much
Mm.
embryos, all the time. And you always say, yeah, manager, I have a transfer, I will call you in 10 days, and 10 days negative. But now, nothing. From that moment, I think I had already 15 embryos transferred, maybe 70,000 euros gone, no baby, and no freeze embryos.
So when you were doing the IVF cycles, the 10 that we spoke about and the additional ones, you did manage to get eggs and embryos and then transfer them, but they didn't
Yeah.
stick around, basically.
But this is what I want to say something to you. Even though you get those embryos and you trust your clinic that they are good embryos, after now, in this moment, to go back in past, they were lying. That
Mm.
they were not good embryos. That no. There were really no names clinic. They were really, maybe they helped them some. I for sure they help, but I need to had another treatment. I need to had a holistic approach. I needed to, how to say, to be that I feel significant, that the stimulation, that the doctor is only given that or is working with me just because it's good for me. Because it's the best stimulation that I can have, and I take maximum of my body and optimize my body. I didn't have that. I was all the time menopause a little bit, gonna laugh. So it was like the stimulation scheme plan was not really holistic. It's just I'm giving that to everybody, so you jump in that train,
Yeah.
and if you manage to stay on the train, great. If not, you're going out. This is something that I didn't want to do anymore. For me, that was end. I said, I have so, I don't have anything. I have 2 or 3 eggs, and
Mm.
I want that those eggs are good eggs and that create good embryons.
Mm.
And for that, I need good clinic and a doctor that's going to know precisely what he's going to do with me.
Yeah.
Because my husband didn't have any problem. Do you have any question, or should I go continue?
I wanted to ask you about, so in 2019, that's when you had the new doctor, you did the stimulations and the testosterone things that didn't work. You also discovered you had adenomyosis, and I hadn't heard of this until recently, where I interviewed somebody else who got diagnosed with this. I wanted to ask you about your experience with that and, getting diagnosed. And was that the reason why some of these pregnancies didn't
Good
stick?
question.
Or
Good question. Yeah, I was focusing on the IVF, but all those points that before and negative points, okay, that's not working, was also one of those adenomyosis that was obviously overseen in 4 or 5 or different clinics before. So the doctor said, you have, on the first time he saw me, he said, you have adenomyosis. Even you have a embryo, I will not transfer that. That was very clear for him. So the big truth is, how the hell the other doctors didn't see that.
yeah.
I don't want, I don't want to go into details of their expertise. Maybe they were thinking it's too far away, but listen to this
Mm.
story. That's very interesting. So I'm having blood blood when I'm having intercourse, no?
Hmm.
Especially when it's ovulation, when the high push of estradiol is, then I'm bleeding. It's a very red blood, fresh, like very fresh blood. So I'm having a heavy, for whole of my life, I have a lot of pain when I'm having my cycle, when I'm having my
Hmm.
period. It's a clots going out, like literally. I will sit and I will go to the meeting, and I will be I would standing on the meeting because I will not I could not sit anymore because I'm blood, there is blood everywhere. So I whole time I had the problem with blood, electricity and iron. Nobody checked that. The root cause of that everything. Nobody checked. Nobody saw this. The Greek doctor said to me, "Listen, we don't have time. But even
Mm.
though we don't have time, we will not transfer to the embryons. We need to fight against adenomyosis." I see only one. So adenomyosis is the sickness of uterus. It's a sister of endometriosis, but it's it's on the wall of the uterus, and it's on the dots. So sometimes the doctor thinks no, because it's on the wall, and you don't, it's not inside of endometrium, and it's not
Yeah.
something that is causing, you have a woman that has the big cysts in on their ovarian, there's a chocolate cyst that's endometriosis, but it's also in uterus you have those problems. But endometriosis is on the wall, and it's on the dot, and he saw only one dot that was big, and he said, maybe we can do that to before I put you in artificial menopause. It's how you are healing actually adenomyosis and endometriosis.
Yeah.
You do supreme of estradiol, you do down regulation, and then 3 months or 4 months, depending on how you react on that, you don't have any periods. You can have, but this not like not normal, not your normal the way of the bleeding. And then there is no estradiol, there is no push of estradiol, and uterus is not anymore inflamed in that way. So when they want to transfer you embryo, they put you 4 months or 3 months of down regulation, then give you estradiol a little bit just to increase your endometrium, and they transfer baby, and that's it. So that the inflammation is not so big, and the inflammation, it does not infect. It had the impact on the transfer on and endometrium and on the embryo. So
Because that can cause, like you said, that can cause early menopause. So did you go ahead with that treatment?
so yes, but let me go back before. So
Hmm.
he told me, I'm not going to I'm not going to transfer any embryo. I'm going to deal with you after we freeze the embryos. I'm going to deal with adenomyosis after. So, Rosie, I'm going to home after that research trial that there were women around me that they managed to get pregnant with the dual stimulation, me not. Seven, seven follicles gone. And I'm going home and say, that's it. I need plan. And I start to do everything what is possible to
Mm.
increase my egg quality, to change my body, my environment, everything. You cannot even imagine.
Yeah, and I was going to say, because you said that in 2020, because there was the pandemic, it meant that you stopped going to all these appointments and stopped all this treatment, and instead you were able to pause. And you said that you studied books, diet, functional fertility, supplements, hormones, and you ended up creating your own plan where you cut out plastics and
Jump
inflammatory
rope,
things.
jump rope. I was on the jump rope like a monkey all the time. I
Mm.
was having massage of castor oil. I was going when they so pandemic in Spain was very hard. That's it. I finished with IVFs. I said I finished.
Yeah.
I'm going now to do everything what is possible to get a golden egg and golden embryo. That's it. So how I'm going to do that? I read. You cannot even. You need to see how much books I have. You need to see
Yeah.
my tera giga whatever bytes of the books
Mm.
that I was reading. So what was clear for me? I read a lot about IVFs around. What about IVF? I'm not a doctor. I know what's going on in my life. I know that some of those stimulation were not right for me because of my hormone situation that nobody checked. And I did plan. Okay, I'm going to see insulin, sugar, um, thyroids. I'm going to see vitamin D. I'm going everything what you can even possible manage. My idea was, okay, I'm infertility. I'm fighting against infertility. Okay, it's like umbrella. Here's infertility. I have this to fight. Let's start. Let's start and let's see what will happen. And I literally was doing that. I was like a soldier.
Mm.
In the morning, in the 6 o'clock, you will take this. In the 6:15, this. There is. I had still have my diaries where I was writing everything: what I eat, what supplements I took, what how much jump row I did on that day, and it was almost 8 9 months that
It becomes your full-time job, doesn't it? Trying to manage,
completely,
hormones and supplements and
completely.
tests and information, and trying to get as much information as you can so that you give yourself the best
Oh,
possible chance.
completely.
You said you researched about functional fertility. What is that? I don't think I've heard that term.
So functional fertility is part of the medicine that I would say very on very simple language. Find the root for something that you are suffering.
Okay.
So somebody has a cancer, he goes to where he needs to go. But you have migraines, you go to functional, you go to normal doctor, he gives you ibuprofen, paracetamol,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
but he doesn't not know why you are having that. Why is
Hmm.
migraine? So functional fertility is something that try to find the root of your fertility problem.
Okay.
So as I told you, thyroid, let's check thyroid, let's check insulin resistance, let's check sugar, let's check immunity. All those things you need to check the vitamins, everything to understand why I have a problem and or where is the problem and why I have this problem. So in my case, except that I was typical diminished ovarian reserve, so-called DOR, I was thinking that in insulin, that sugar will not help because I was eating a lot chocolate. That was not insulin resistance tests showed not so much that I should have a treatment. So it was really saying, okay, I'm healthy. I'm healthy. What I'm not is I'm my ovarian reserve is so low that you can only work with that what we have, and in a couple of months I will going to lose all of them. But it's really like showing me that I'm going to, yeah, I'm going in the menopause very early, and that will nothing be there. So
It's interesting because I think a lot of people don't realize that, insulin and blood sugars and like diet and exercise and all these different things actually play a part with fertility. I think some people are quite kind of disconnected. They think, well, I'll eat whatever I want, I'll do whatever I want, and it won't affect the fertility. Or actually, when you do research, you kind of find that they are very connected and there's things that you can do. I'm not a doctor, but I think there's things you can do to improve your fertility and to improve your chances and to improve your egg quality and try and make a difference that way.
I'm the proof that you need to do it.
Mm.
That's it. I'm the proof because I will tell you now what happened after. Also, I was reading a lot about traditional Chinese medicine, cold feet, cold uterus. Very important. I was cold all the time.
Mm.
You know how in Spain can be sunny and hot and everything. I didn't drink anything that was cold for 1 year or maybe 2 years. 2 years. I found out that circulation is one of the most important point that you can help your body against to fight against fertility. Because if you
Mm.
have a good circulation, you are increasing blood in your ovarians also, and in that point, in that moment, ovarians are producing better eggs.
Mm.
So they're giving that the circulation is giving energy to mitochondria. So I was eating all the time healthy food, and I was eating all the time a soup, warm soup. I want to be like literally, you know that in Barcelona can be 38 or something. I was eating a hot soup because that's the only way how I could increase circulation. I was doing massage of castor oil every night for 2 hours. I was putting the hot water everywhere in my body, especially on my feet, especially here on my stomach. Eating well, supplements, stress, mind, everything, because I wanted to tell to myself, you did everything. You did
Yeah. You
everything.
want to try your best to like do
Even if
everything you can to try and get the result.
even if you stay childless, you did everything.
Yeah. And then I saw in, I think it was 2021, when you were over the age of 40, you got 5 follicles and 5 embryos and 3 blastocysts. How did that feel to get follicles, embryos,
Yeah.
and then blastocyst?
Yeah, that was after that 9 or 10 months of doing soldier life. I, I went to see my Greek doctor, And he said, okay, we are starting, but we are going to freeze them since you have adenomyosis, as
Mm.
we told before. So I said, and then through all the time, I was analyzing everything what could be analyzed in my body, and also timeline of all my failed IVF cycles. So I went to him and I told to him, I know you are expert, maybe the best, I don't care, but I don't want to see Femara and menopause in my life ever again. And he goes, okay, because I analyzed that this was the worst. I had the worst embryons with that. And as I told you, that is, let's try once more that nobody's changing
Yeah.
nobody's changing nothing. Because then, no, this is different cycles. No, I'm not reacting on that very well. But I didn't know that in that time. I
Mm.
know now after so much year. And in that moment, I just know that I didn't know what I want, but I know what I don't want. And that was, he gave me uh, gonna left 300, 10 days after I started with 5 antral follicles, and I finished with 5 aspiration of 5 eggs. On the day 3, 5 embryons. And they
Mm.
leave it until day 5, and they gave me 3, and one of them was AAA plus.
Wow. So everything that you did, all of the diet, the supplementing, walking 10 kilometers a day, the massaging, all these different things.
Up and down because of circulation, eating a soup and everything.
Yeah, eating soup, keeping warm, all these things actually worked because then you got 3 blastocyst embryos. That must have been a really kind of
I
surreal
slept.
experience
I
after so
slept
many kind of.
7 days. I was like, in the moment when he called me and said, "You broke the record of the clinic. You have AAA plus.
Mm,
Statistically, this will give 67% the baby." Okay, bye.
right.
I slept 7 days. That's it. After, after 6, 7 years, I slept
You're
because.
exhausted.
But even though I was not pregnant, the
Mm,
first step was there. The first
mm,
step was there, and I was feeling not. I will not say confident, but I was feeling a little bit less stressed, and I slept.
yeah. And then in 2022,
Wait. Adenomyosis. I didn't tell you everything.
okay.
Adenomyosis. We are freezing the embryos, 3 blastocysts,
Hmm.
and since I'm obviously IVF junkie, I wanted more. And then 2 months after, he gave me the same stimulation. I did everything the same. I didn't stop to doing I, s- everything. 5 embryo, 5 follicle anthrails, 5 follicles on the end, 5 embryons take it out, 3 blastocysts. I
So you
had
ended up with 6 in total. Oh,
six,
wow.
and all of them had A, B plus plus whatever, A, B, B plus.
Yeah, all good quality ones.
Yeah. And then I wanted more, and he said, I'm going to give you, like, for you, you are not coming in this office, in this clinic anymore. That's it." Like, he said, no, your embryos are good. You're going to be a pregnant. He was so convinced, and I said, hey, 15 embryons
Mm,
in years. It's not it no, I'm not convinced. Go finish your adenomyosis and then we'll speak. So he sends me to the doctor that is director for the endometriosis in the same clinic. And I'm coming there, and he said, okay, tell me your symptoms. I see you have a millions of whatever you did. Nothing helped. Let's see what's happening. And he goes, go there, take your clothes, and I will come there. So I'm coming there, and he's saying, okay. He puts the protection, and he do like this with two with the two fingers.
Mm.
Nothing. There is no ultrasound, anything. And he's like, I was like, what are you doing? And he said, this uterus is very inflamed. You need to go to magnetic MRI,
Mm-hmm.
magnetic resonance. Yeah. And we will see each other in when the results are coming. No ultrasound, nothing. He's just with the fingers. Can you imagine?
Mm.
So I'm coming back when the results, and he said, "I, it's not just one dot; it's everywhere. The inflammation is so big that I don't know how somebody could even do the transfer with this and with this
Mm.
uterus. Horrible." And he gave me 4 months of decapeptyl. I went to my Greek doctor. He wrote this prescription, and I was doing the down regulation. That's what I told you. Like 3 months, you are on menopause, like artificial menopause, down regulation, and after that, the first transfer with AA plus, I was pregnant.
Yeah. April 2022, you transferred your golden embryo. I love that. And after 7 years, you were pregnant. How did that feel to be pregnant?
I will explain you what happened. I was alone. I didn't want that anybody knows that I'm going to do transfer because my husband was on 7 day in Germany for his job,
Mm.
and he's never so long. So I was like, I will do it. So in the clinic, nobody knows, but I false the science signature of him. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Oops.
I went there. I gave the paper, and my doctor, Greek doctor, transferred that golden embryo. I went home, and I was walking. I didn't want to be those ones because like you're fighting for 7 years. You were sleeping. You didn't sleep. You didn't walk. You didn't anything.
Mm.
Whatever did, nothing helped. So I don't
Mm.
care. I will do whatever I want. I was walking. I went home. I went in bed, and my dog, for the first time in my life, she just why in God whatever her head, she jumped on my belly. I don't know why she's not so tiny, she's dog. And then she jumped on my, I don't know why. And I slept 2 hours. I waked up and I know that I'm pregnant because whereas the catheter comes in, I was feeling the pulse inside there for the first time in my life. And I was like, I'm pregnant after 2 hours. I'm pregnant. I yeah, because you learn
You just
so much.
knew.
Because you learn so much uh, in this time of your body. You know then everything from your body. I know it that
Mm.
something is different, and it was pulsing all the time, and it was like pulsing and like is taking my ovaries to itself like, and I was like, yeah, that's it, that is it. And my husband is coming 7 days after, 6 days, 7 day after. I nothing, nobody, nothing. I didn't tell anybody. And I'm coming down to the pharmacy, and since I'm living there in city center of Barcelona, and pharmacy is down, poor lady said, once more, like once more pregnancy test. Like she
Mm.
was earning so much money on me. Like I don't know how much Menopur or Recovele or Gonna Left she sold me, and how much how much pregnancy tests she sold. And then she said another. And I went, my husband was having a meeting. I was here online, and I, in a moment when I just did like that, and it already was 2 lines.
That's amazing. And did you manage to actually enjoy the pregnancy, or were you scared the whole time that something would happen? Or did you just embrace
Well,
it and enjoy it for what it was?
what I didn't want to write you there because because of the natural of your story, and the women that are looking at your YouTube and your Instagram. I didn't want to write you. I can speak about that. Well, it was the worst time of my life
Mm.
because because what happened on this expert ultrasound when you are well 12 I don't know, 15 weeks. I already know everything about ultrasound pictures because I was already 7 years in the story. I was reading everything, and I read everything about medicine, and I know that this something she's going all the time on the one part of body of the baby. She's coming back, and she tells me, "You can put your clothes on. This baby doesn't have one kidney." And then she said, "Go to your doctor because the clinic is organized like that. You are going to the part where everywhere ultrasounds and radiology, right? I mean, those ones that are doing all the time ultrasounds, and they're writing the diagnosis and what they see. And then you go up to the first floor, and then you go to your doctor. That is your doctor for the pregnancy time." And I come there, and I cried. I died because even though everything what is happening in your infertility journey with the different good, bad clinics, doctors, whatever, I was happy to be in that clinic. I was happy that I had my Greek doctor. I was happy, but this pain that somebody tells you maybe you would need to clean, maybe you would need to kill your baby. They did amniocentesis. I did these prenatal tests that shows that he was fine. Then I did 3 weeks after amniocentesis, and I was already 28 weeks when the
Mm.
results came. I loved him with every cell of my body. I loved
Mhm.
that baby. I was feeling him all the time, and I was so bad, Rosie. I didn't live, I didn't breathe, I didn't eat, I didn't move, I didn't, nothing. I didn't exist. And then amniocentesis came, and they say he's very healthy. He will live without one kidney.
So then he was born in December and you became a mother to him. And he's healthy and well and he's fine with one kidney?
Completely. And he is really golden boy because his hair is not like me because he took everything from the German side. Yeah, he's completely healthy. We are going every year to the nephrologist, and they check his kidney that another was there but died.
Mhm.
Was full of cysts, and the other kidney is bigger than the normal than to the kids that have the same age because
Mhm.
it took the role of another one.
Okay. Well, thank goodness he was okay. That must have been a scary time for you when you sort of heard that diagnosis.
It is 28 weeks. It's normal. You are giving. They when they decide you are going to have a baby, but you know it will be dead.
Hmm. And so, since his birth, with your friend who is also doing IVF, you've started a company where you help international couples do IVF in Barcelona in terms of finding the right clinics and looking at IVF cycles. Do you want to talk to me about where that passion came from and kind of how you started this and
So
who you help?
I just launched one message on the forum in Balkan, a very famous forum, and I actually was reading all the time that forum, and I just one day launched a big story explaining that everything what I did, how I did,
Mhm.
all this story what I explained to you, and then inbox broke in 1,000 messages. Can you help me?
Wow.
Can I? So I was pregnant, and I was dealing with those women for nothing. Like just, hey, don't worry, call me. I was breastfeeding, and I
Mm.
and they were there on the camera speaking with me, and I was like, do this, show me your hormones, tell me this, did you do this? I was literally, because I was lucky that my boy was so good, he was sleeping whole day, and I was with them. So I'm banker. I'm working in a bank, and I know that my mistakes during these 7 years was that I was very result oriented, embryo result oriented. Like, give me embryo, I want that. And before, what happened before embryo, that was not, I was not oriented on that. I was not focused on that. But this is wrong. IVF is actually precisely that. You need to be focused before, during, and after. You need to be focused on the things that are not visible, on the things that are, even though you got this golden embryo, where are you going to put it? Do you have
Mm.
thyroid's good? Do you have immunology good? Can your body deal with the pregnancy? All these things, uh, all the points when I tell you umbrella, this one, this one, this one, this one, were the one that I came of thinking, the poor women, they're doing the same mistakes as I do.
Mm.
They're going to the doctor, and the third, fourth time they're giving them the same situation, same stimulation, and it was like, that's it. And I cannot even explain you how much of them, please do something, please help us, please don't, like, do that for the life, because we need you, we need to tell you, you need to prepare us what I'm going to ask the doctor. That's
Mm.
literally what I'm doing. Like, you come there and say, and I need to be very honest that my doctor, my Greek doctor, was in one moment saying, you did so much of those IVF, you know how women are feeling, couples are feeling, we are not able to stay with them after they go out from the clinic. I need somebody to stay with them, to, if even if they happy or not happy, when they call you and say, I didn't understand what he was telling to me, or somebody from his team, I didn't, can you go back and ask, can you call them, can you, they didn't pick up. So he was like, we are having so much people, and that's true. The work that the IVF clinic were doing, the workload was 30 years ago was not like that. They were able to analyze, as I told you, every step of
Mm.
of your process and your body and everything what is possible. So they just implement the best way what they saw from everything what they, but that was 30 years ago. Now
Mm.
every sixth couple is suffering of infertility, and we are searching help. They're searching there, what is okay. But then he told me, do you want to do that? Like, that was his idea. That was his idea, because he wanted for his clinic to have somebody not in the clinic, to have somebody in Barcelona telling him, don't worry, if you cry after 3 follicles, don't worry, you need only one egg. Just to go out from the clinic and to have somebody to call, or to
Mm.
bring them and show them how what is done, or explain them before what is. So it actually was his idea. And yeah, I'm like a bridge between the client and the clinic, in a way that I'm staying with them all the time. Like, I'm all the time I'm speaking with them. So if they go into treatment with the Greek, with the Greek, or with somebody from their team, I'm with them. I'm explaining, okay, they gave you Gonalev because of this situation. They gave you this so if we are stopped this cycle now, because there is no way that hormones are showing us that we are not going to succeed. So those parts I'm doing literally because of my mistakes, and I'm always saying, don't do the same mistakes, do my mistakes, or I will tell you my mistakes, and you can decide.
Yeah. I think that's the thing because like you said early on in your journey, they were just giving you general treatments without it being personalized. Whereas when you kind of took your health into your own hands and decided, I don't want this, I do want this, that's when things were successful. And I think sometimes with infertility, it can be hard to know what to ask for, how to advocate for yourself, what's right or what's wrong. And even if you have kind of the rights to ask for things, whereas having somebody like yourself who can say, actually, you can ask for this, or make sure you ask for that, or don't
Precisely.
have this, it's not working. And you can
And
really analyze and give personal feedback to people to really help them, because when you're doing IVF as well, it costs a lot of money. So if you can do 1 or 2 cycles rather than doing 10 or 15, it would just save you thousands of pounds or euros, whatever. If you go, if you do it properly the first or second time.
yeah, you completely understood the story behind this private project, I would say. The best friend, I call her my IVF best friend because we were suffering for years the same situation, and she's the one that got almost 2.97 AMH. I was so
Mm.
jealous. But she used her doctor only for the clinic. If she had a clinic, she would be pregnant because she was the one that was giving her own stimulation, and she knew it precisely what to do.
Mm.
And yeah, she had a background of biology, so she knew it precisely what she needs to do. And through the life, she needed to go to IVF. And we are doing precisely that. We take your documentation, we are creating timelines using a hormone before starting IVF, long before, then during IVF, or short before IVF, during IVF, and then see the results. And then we precisely know that stimulation was not given right, or the stop was not given precisely and when they said, or anything what can go out, we say it's good, embryo is good, stimulation was good, it's your body, do it once more, or do a donation, because
Mm.
you will not get anything. We are very, we are direct, but we are direct because we are want to save money. We want to save precisely that: tears, fear,
Yeah.
anxiety, all
Heartache.
negative and negativity. What? So I'm directly saying, I would say to no, go to the nation. You just believe me. Believe me.
Mm. I think the good thing as well about kind of your experience and how you're sharing it is that you have the medical sort of knowledge and background, because you've done so much research yourself in terms of diet and hormones and supplements and all these different things. But you also have the kind of empathy and the understanding and the compassion for people, so you can help them on the kind of scientific level, but also on like the emotional level of like, I'm really sorry that didn't work, or, let's try this or that. And I think kind of combining both is really special, because a lot of doctors don't have that lived experience and that compassion and the empathy the same way that you would, because you've been through it yourself.
Precisely. So what is also important is that you call somebody when you're going out from appointment, or you rather stay alone. I will never forget it. I called her and I told her I have only three follicles, and she said, "Okay, do you want to have a kindergarten?" Like those words, it's just changing your life in that
Mm.
moment. I didn't manage to get pregnant in that cycle. It was bad. They told me I have a great embryo. It was 7 cells. 7 cells cannot be good embryo, sorry, but I know that. In that moment I
Mm.
didn't know. I was expecting it will be good. But the ones that is, who was walking in your shoes, he knows precisely your shoes now, how they hurting you. The one point that you said, how can I find a clinic? How I know that they're giving me the same approach for everybody?
Mm.
Just jump in a train and you all the same. Sorry, we are not the same. I'm going to take the airplane, not the train. So I need to be seen in this clinic. I need to be important, because
Yeah.
it's not, even though I was there with 36, 37, and it's and you're sitting with somebody next to you that is 43. We are not the same. But even though this 43, you also need to see me that I'm 37. Maybe I have a good embryons, but help me. You cannot just leave me there and giving because you are 37. Let's try a little bit this, a little bit that. No, that is completely way. And this is what we are also doing. We are preparing a clinic radar where we are explaining all questions and potential good quality answer.
Mm.
Meaning, if you ask if the administration is not answering you in a 28 hours, how you're going to do IVF clinic with how you're going to do IVF with them, or if he say, I don't understand why my estradiol 2 days ago was now, and this is the change is very low. You need to ask them what's happening. Am I going to continue? Do I'm reacting well on the stimulation? So all these points we are dealing with them. So it's a very unique story because it's involved supplements, diet, lifestyle changing, toxicization, how it's called. I mean, cutting whole
Yeah,
toxins,
toxins. Yeah.
toxins, eating soup, everything. This is basics. This is what you need to do. I'm
Mm.
not with that. I'm not. There is no with me. I don't having any doubt that somebody who is with us it must be that must be done. That's for sure. Other point is let's check your timelines. Let's check your infertility problems, not only IVF. Let's see what's happening. And then also we are preparing you for the clinic. Red flags. In a moment when you go out and say, I don't feel well, why is somebody is giving me this answer? I will tell you that's not a red flag. That's very good quality expertise answer. Those ones is we are very very I would say unique because we are in a whole those point. Yeah, we both. My friend was 8 years fighting. I was 7 years. She did only three round, and I did XY rounds.
Mm. I'll make sure to leave your website and Instagram in the description box so people can reach out to you if they want to work with
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
I have 4 questions that I ask people at the
Mhm.
end of these sort of episodes just to try and get, ask the same questions and see the different responses. The first one is, what do you want other women experiencing infant loss to know?
The topic is it's very personal. I would like to know that they are. I would like to tell them that they were not alone, and I would suggest to everybody to speak about that whenever they need to speak, not to take care it inside of them, and that if they are fighting enough, the rainbow baby will come.
Yeah. The next one is, what do you wish society knew about infant loss?
We need to have for example, in my company, nobody was speaking about IVF or that I was suffering topic. I We need more to have empathy and more compassion about women that is going. First of all, body, hormones, and second of all, heart, soul, head. This is something that it cannot be discussable and it cannot be this must be prio in every society to help those women couples going through the loss, whatever it is, or only IVF fight. This is after divorce and cancer, one of the biggest pain that somebody can have it. We need to be more open, but more in a way um, that if something happens to you, the boss needs to react very fast with very clear directions and say, go, don't come home until you don't feel well, and yeah, compassion. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
Asking how are you, it's sometimes also enough.
Yeah. The next one is, what helped and what didn't help with your healing journey. So when you were grieving kind of the IVF losses.
uh, Comments like if it's not your destiny, then stop. I hate that.
Mm.
Listen, nobody can understand you. That your friends, your family, if they didn't suffer, they cannot understand that. The same
Yeah.
as a cancer. Sorry, somebody will watch now and say infertility is not the same as a cancer. And I agree. But if you didn't suffer that, you cannot speak about that.
Mm.
And I would suggest to the doctors, if they didn't fight against their personal infertility fight, then they should only speak about expertise, what they are. I just know that you need to speak with the people that can understand you. My parents were whole time for me. They were supported me in any way, but they didn't understand. They couldn't understand. Sorry, they couldn't. They
Yeah.
sometimes, with their words, they were doing worse than it. Better
Mm.
that they shut up.
Yeah. So what didn't help was hurtful comments, and then what did help is finding people to talk to that
Finding,
really understand.
yes, or just finding people that will shut up, but they will be next to you.
Mm.
And personal help. Psychotherapy will help, because do you know what happened to me? I
Mm.
After all this happened with my son, like, okay, 5 7 years, you forgot very fast. When the baby comes, you have another problems. You forgot what it's just part of your life that you don't even remember. Who cares about so much IVFs and money and anxiety, because now you have a baby, and that's another point. But I went to burn out. I was all the time in some kind of now, what will happen now? I need more. I went to burnout, that I needed to stop and to work on myself, because I was completely burned out. So I would suggest that during this fight you have help, but help that knows how to guide you and to give you the right directions.
Mm. And then the last one is, what advice do you have for partners, friends, and family to help you with your grief and loss?
Bring chocolate, that's important. Wine. Wine was something that I would a little bit take, but it calmed me down. And don't ask questions. Stay with them, and even if somebody is screaming and it's not good, like it's not happy, and just shut up, and be there.
Mm. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. You have been through so much. But thank you for being honest and vulnerable with me and sharing all of the ups and downs. I'm so happy that you have your son with you and it worked eventually. I'll make sure to leave your website and your Instagram below as well, in case people want to contact you and have any questions or want to work with you.
Thank you very much for your time and for everything. What are you doing?
Thank you.